The silence between your thoughts, discovering what you really are. There is a version of you that exists just beneath the noise, not the voice in your head, not the endless loop of commentary, fears, dreams, or plans, but something quieter, something deeper, a presence beneath thought itself. It lives in the gaps, in the pauses between sentences, in the space between your inhale and your exhale, in that strange and fleeting moment just before the next thought arrives. And after the last one has left, the silence between your thoughts. At first glance, it seems like nothing, a blank, the absence of thinking. But if you linger there, if you don't flinch, you'll feel it begin to shift, not into sound, not into words, but into something alive. Because that silence is not empty, it's aware. You are still there, even when you are not thinking, even when you are not speaking, not imagining, not remembering. So what then are you? Are you the thoughts that constantly rise and fall? Or the field they rise within? This is where things begin to unravel. You assume that your thoughts define you, that to strip them away would leave nothing but vacuum. But the silence proves otherwise, because in the absence of thought, you still are. So the question becomes, are you the thinker or the witness? This space, the in-between, is terrifying, not because it is dark, but because it holds no image of you. It offers no story, no identity. You can't narrate it, can't label it. The moment you try, you've left it, like trying to taste your own tongue or see your own eyes without a mirror. And yet, it's there, always, a hidden constant beneath the storm of your mind, unchanging, patient, true. Some say this is where consciousness actually lives. Not in thought, but in the silence that thought interrupts. Others claim that in this space, the illusion of the self begins to dissolve, that when the mind goes quiet, what remains isn't you, but what's real. Here's the paradox. The silence seems to contain you, but every time you reach for it, it slips through your fingers. The act of noticing it destroys it. You chase the silence. You say, there it is. And just like that, it's gone, replaced by the thought of silence, not the thing itself. And still it waits, always in the background, like a horizon that never leaves, no matter how far you walk. What if that gap, that infinitesimal pause, is not just a void, but the source, the origin of awareness? What if everything you believe you are, your history, your name, your personality, is just noise layered over an ancient, endless signal? What if consciousness didn't begin with thought, but with silence? We fill our lives with distraction, music, voices, scrolling, thinking. We narrate every experience as if to prove we're alive, but sometimes, especially late at night, when the world calms and your mind begins to loosen its grip, you catch a glimpse of something different. It isn't comforting, it isn't loud, but it feels deeper, more real. It doesn't need words to exist. It simply is. You are not your thoughts. You are the space they pass through. You are the stillness they briefly disturb, like ripples on a surface that always returns to calm. Once you see this, you can't unsee it. You start to notice silence more often, not just in meditation, but in life itself, between words in a conversation, between heartbeats, in the pause before someone answers a question, in the breath someone holds when they're about to say something difficult. It's always been there, subtle, unnerving, infinite. And maybe this is why silence unsettles us, not because it's empty, but because it confronts us with something older than thought, something that doesn't care about identity or time or ego, something that remembers what you are when you forget. So next time your mind goes quiet, don't panic, don't rush to fill the void, just listen. Not with your ears, but with awareness, because what you find there may not be nothing at all. It may be the only thing that's ever been real.